And I'm going to go to my website here real quick, which is opndi.com. You'll see that here is the new iPro Config tool. So I just need to download this iPro Config tool to myself. And if you're running an old iPro Config, you want to go to your Add and Remove programs and remove the old iPro Config tool. So once I have it loaded onto my machine, I can see it right here. I'm going to fire up this copy, and same default code, capital ADMIN 12345. I'm not going to change that password. And you'll see that you have your iPro Config tool as you did in the past to do your upgrade firmwares and all of that good stuff in mass. Now you can actually go to this tab, which is iPro Config of the cameras. It's asking me which IP address or NIC card I want to use. I've got two NIC cards in this machine. I'm going to go to the 192.168.0.33 side, which is where my cameras are at. And now I'm going to load this up. So it walks you through really easy, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So the very first thing I want to do is search for these cameras that I have on my network. And it's going to go out and it's going to pull these cameras down into these settings. So we'll wait for it to download it across. And now that it downloads across, it opens up all the different features that I can turn on. But now they're all independent. So the very first thing I want to do is put in my password to the cameras. Again, default's lowercase admin 12345. And I want to copy that, which is right here, over to my settings. You'll see that it's going to populate my username and password once I do this. And now that's my username and password that I'll use. So now I can go through and make any settings that I want. So I can do basic settings to camera titles. If I wanted to do camera titles, I can choose independent, which I probably would. I can choose exactly which cameras that I want to talk to at any one given time. So we're going to do one in mass here to see how it works. So I can set up JPEG configurations for what I want the image capture size to be, what I want my JPEG resolutions to run, my H.264 stream number 1, stream number 2, any alarm notifications, where those notifications are going off to. Now I can independently choose what I want. I will point out here in maintenance, this is where you'll find your auto back focus. So if I hit execute here, it would auto back focus any camera on the network that was capable of doing auto back focus. So let's go through and watch one of the changes and see how it only sends those particular settings across. So here on my H.264 stream number 2, if I want to turn on stream number 2, I can hit on. I can choose a resolution at this point and say I want to run 320 by 180 so that I don't overtax my video card if I was using the ASM200 video management tool. I can come into my transmission priority and I can tell it that I do want it to concentrate on frame rates. I would like to get 20 images per second. And I really want to cap this bit rate down to 256 because I'm trying to not overtax my video card. So I'm using stream number 2 so that because I'm recording stream number 1. And at this point now, I have basically the settings that I want to send, and I can see they're check marked. So if I didn't want to send one, I could just uncheck it and it wouldn't send that. So now that I've decided this is what I want to send off to my cameras, I can hit copy here, and now those copies come across, show me that I'm running 2 of my cameras in 1.3 meg, but I am going to take this second resolution and I'm going to push it down to the H.264 stream number 2, 320 by 180. This is, I want frame rate, 20 images, 256K as my cap. So at this point, I'm ready to go and just fire off these settings. So I can come in, hit start, and hit yes. And now only those settings are being sent over to the camera at this point in time. So very easy to do. As you can see, you just need to decide what it is you want to change. If I wanted to put in a different password at this point, you can do it all at once, but if you forget something, I could come back and change, for example, let's go into security and say, I want to add a second username and password. I could come in here, and now I could add in whatever password that I want to add in at this point in time. And then I could maybe give them an access level of something that's lower, like maybe just camera control. Once I hit copy, now those new settings are up, and if I went through and sent that setting out again, I would have new passwords set in here. Another thing too, if the cameras are brand new to you, I like on here, I'll close these down, is under the date and time I can do a one-time execute and tell all the cameras to use the time of the actual computer that I'm using, and then I can go and set up my network time protocol for these cameras and keep them all in sync. So after I'm done making my changes, I've gone in here prior and under options, I've told it to only talk to 4 devices at a time, so even if I had 1,000 cameras, just going to move 4 at a time, so it's very fast. And I told it to basically save anything into a file that I have sitting on here, which is my setup files. So at that point, I'm moving anything over to this area. So now if I close this copy down, it's going to ask me, this would be if I want to save changes to a different spot. I don't want to do that because I've already got my copy doing that. And now in my setup files, I can come in and I've got basically the files that I had. Oh, I sent them to my desktop. My bad. So here I can see now my after and before and what I have different. So I can come in and I can look at a single camera, and now all of the settings that are in that camera are showing me across in what it is that I'm running from my streams and everything. So now I got a complete backup, and I can quickly reference what I want and see how I'm running the settings that I am. So very quick and easy to do, and then I get a nice report after it at the end, and then I also get a difference. So if we're looking for what the differences are between the two settings, then I can go through here and look at that as well, time, date that it was all done, and all of that. So very nice program, and very quick to change the settings on your camera. If you're having problems on your network or bandwidth or your video card or processing, you can try other settings on your cameras and only choose the ones that you want to change. So that is how the admin console works to do mass changes on cameras. Thank you.